Okay, I'm here in the middle of my fig tree, and I wanted to show y'all a little bit of something I learned, or I'm learning actually. Uh, you see here these balls of aluminum I have wrapped around the branches, and this is a process of taking. You see this mature branch here. Uh, if everything goes right, and I'll show y'all a little bit about it here in a minute, inside this ball within a month or two should form roots. Then I should be able to cut it right below the root ball, separate it from the mother tree here, and pot up or plant it in the ground and have a new semi-mature tree that should fruit a lot faster than some of the younger ones. I've done another one here. I've done this with cuttings where I would take, say, let me get where the sun's not shining on it too hard, a little branch this size here, a little short one, and cut it and stick it in some potting soil and keep it moist for a few months, and or even something as small as this, and start off a new baby tree. But it takes a little bit to of course, from the growing up to producing size. Whereas with this, you have one that's already, that whole, I can't even get all the branches in my screen that's going to be on this little tree. And I'll go ahead and take this little bud off. It's too low to the ground. But instead of just, this tree needs to be thinned. And instead of just coming here cutting off branches and chunking them, I figured I would try this. And actually, there's a pretty big one here. You can see that's a big, pretty good sized branch, and all them branches there will be the top. So this is pretty cool if this will work. So I'm gonna move over here to another branch that I've chosen. And it's fairly simple, really. You can see this branch here, somewhere right in here is where I'll have my ball of roots, and you can see all the little branches out there that will be the top of the tree once I get it going. This tree's actually got fruit on it right now that isn't ripened all over it. I don't know if you can see any of that up in there, how it's picking up. There's some little figs there, little green figs. So, what we're going to do, I'll get my knife, see if I can do this one-handed while recording. And let's see, right in here. And what we want to do is just cut a ring straight through the bark all the way around this thing. So, this is kind of awkward here. Let me get over here. So we're just going to come all the way around it. Trying to hold the branch still and hold the camera and do this all at the same time. So you just want to cut through the soft bark into the wood below. And you're not cutting the branch off, you're just scoring it all the way around. And then we'll move up. Let's see, that's right there. We'll move up a couple inches right in here. And we'll do it again. Let's see, hold this still. Hope this turns out okay. Need a couple extra hands. You can see, I don't know if you can or not, the milky sap coming out of there because I'm damaging this tree. And then once we get these two, there's a ring cut there and one right here. And I hope I got it through there all the way. Then we're going to take and just run right up through here and cut a line It's similar to grafting almost, in that you're removing this bark. See, once I cut that line, this bark just removes very easily. Fairly so anyways. And we're just going to remove that. Now, you see the bark come off all the way around. And what happens in these trees is nutrients from the roots come up into the branches through the hardwood, the actual wood of the tree, from my understanding. And all the photosynthesis and nutrition gathered from the sun and everything around that's formed in the leaves actually comes back down to feed the roots in a layer between the bark and the, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of green looking, the cambium layer. It's like a thin layer of skin between the bark and the hardwood. Okay, and so basically what we're doing, and we're going to get over here, we're going to actually scrape this real good. Make sure we have no cambium left in this injured area. We don't want, this is probably going to make this video pretty jumpy right in this area, so bear with me, but we don't want any cambium in here. We don't want any of the nutrients to feed the roots of this tree. There's plenty of other branches all in here to feed the roots of the tree. What happens is when these leaves send down all this that they made through photosynthesis, all the sugars they gather and everything, and they send it down to feed the roots. When it gets to this spot here and it can't go any further because there's no cambium, all that builds up, the sugars and nutrients build up around this area right here, and it forms what's called a callus. It starts getting thick, and what this part of the tree decides, this branch, is, hey, we need roots here to receive all this. And so it starts making roots right here. And once your roots get mature enough and make a ball, you'll come in and you'll cut this tree, this branch off from the parent tree, and now you have a new tree because of all these roots that have formed. It's all science. So we've got that cleaned up, and if we just left it like that, now this branch would die. We've cut off all this. If you just left it and it air dried, this process wouldn't work. So what we're going to do is, we have over here a bag of peat moss, and I've put it in a bowl with some water, and it has absorbed it. You can't really tell much about it from here. It has absorbed, it kind of looks bad, absorbed the water, and we're going to take and wrap that around that wound, and we're going to seal it off and give it a couple months. And if I can remember, maybe I'll do another video at that time. But what we want to do is, I have here some plastic, and I want to pause this while I cut a piece of plastic big enough to go around that, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I've got my little piece of plastic here. It's just some thin, clear plastic. Actually, this come off of a bag from the dry cleaners that my suit came back to us in. You can use anything. And I wish I had a tripod here, but what we're going to do is, I'm going to put some tape, and I use electrical tape because it'll stretch, not kill the branch, actually, not dig into the bark. I'm going to tie this below here, and it's going to actually make a little pouch so I can stuff that wet sphagnum moss into, peat moss. And so I'm going to tape this, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. Let's see. Okay, I taped up the end of the plastic here, and I actually, while I was off, I took the time to run some tape up this seam and kind of create a pouch of plastic around this wound. Now I'm going to get me some of this sphagnum moss, and we don't want it real wet. I mean, it's pretty wet right now. and squeeze out most of the water. And we're going to stuff this inside there, and I'll get a couple more handfuls and make sure it's packed all the way around, touching all and beyond the wound I created. So I'm gonna turn this video off again while I do that, and I'll show you when I come back. Okay, so while I had the video turned off, my hands free, I went ahead and I packed this full of moss. It's still kind of loose right now, but to hold it together, I went ahead and put some tape up here on this end. And what we want to do is we want to pull this tight while making sure also we squeeze the moss, you know, kind of make sure it's all around it. And we're going to try to pull this plastic tight, and I'm going to run a few rings of this plastic tape around just to hold it. So here we go again. I'm going to turn you off while I do that. Okay. So now we have it tied all the way around. It's pretty snug. This moss, damp moss, is in contact with the wound all the way around. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of aluminum foil, and I'm just going to kind of, and this will protect them roots. When they first start forming are real tender, and the sun shining through that plastic could possibly burn them, damage them, cause them to be stunted. So, and this aluminum foil will also actually help add a little more stiffness to this. And I'm just going to squeeze that around it. Now, all that's left, the only other part of this equation is time. So, I'm going to try to wait at least a month before I come back and check on them. So that makes 1, 2, 3, 4 on this fig tree. And I've got 3 or 4 on some crepe myrtles in the yard. And I may, before the day's over, do some Rose of Sharon or something, and just try it on some different trees. Maybe have some peaches, apricots, plums, different things. I may try it on some of them, some maple trees. They do this a lot with trees that they want to turn into bonsai, and they'll find a part of the tree that they think would be really neat, serve their purposes, has some potential, and they'll do this and cause it to root and take that small part of the tree, and once it forms roots, they'll pot it up and start the process of turning that into a bonsai. It's a lot quicker than waiting for it to grow from seed, and they can, you know, they'll just go out in the woods and look around and find something they think will serve their purpose, and do that. So, again, here's the piece of wood that I cut off of there. The piece of bark, it come off. Once you score it all around and cut it down the middle, it'll come off really clean. Again, then I scraped it, make sure there was no fine film, because the tree will try to heal itself. Make sure there was no more of that cambium layer where the bark came off on top of that wood. Scraped it down to the white wood real good. And then just took that wet sphagnum moss, peat moss, wrapped it around inside that plastic, sealed it up top and bottom, and then wrapped the foil around it. And by the miracle that God created these trees to do things with, it'll form us some roots, hopefully within a month or 2. And so you can see in there's 2 of the other ones, and then that big one way over there. I don't know if you can see that from here, but we'll create some more fig trees. And probably before this summer's over, I'll probably do quite a few more, because I need to thin this tree up. It's so thick, and instead of wasting these branches, I might as well turn them all into fig trees. If I don't have places to put them, I can give them to somebody. But it's better than wasting them. So I probably wouldn't use, if it was me, I don't know if we can see this very, oh, come on, camera. This branch here has some stress cracks in it. Let's see if we can, oh, I can't get it to focus right with this camera, but there we go. These stress cracks running all up and down They're also up here. I'll probably just cut that branch off. Them stress cracks are potential. I don't know why it's on this branch. It's even on this little twig on the same branch. Potential for disease to get in there, so we'll probably just cut them off. But any viable branches, so here's some more here. But I could actually come up above that and take this little branch and create a new tree there. And here's another one right below it. And technically I could take all these end branches on this main, here's the main branch. And then once I got them off, I could trim it back to that shoot right there and thereby narrow the footprint of this tree and do what it needs to do. Let's get out here. I need to trim it. It's getting a little bit out of hand, but it does produce good. It's a very good producing tree. I don't even know the variety. I don't know if it's a Texas brown turkey fig, something like that, I believe. But it's just pretty well loaded. Anyway, just thought I'd show y'all that air layering, and if I can think, I'll try to post whenever I actually cut them off and show the roots that are formed and stuff. Thank you and God bless.